What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Erin. If you're new here, I'm a nurse that is obsessed with all things beauty, and today we are doing a little soft, sultry Valentine's Day tutorial. This should be going up on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. I was just feeling like really glowy skin, easy tutorial with lots of light colors and pinks and just super easy and flirty and fun and a little bit sexy, and this is what I came up with. So if you want to see how I came up with this look, let's just get on into it. I'm trying to act like it's not negative degrees with snow building up on the window in a pink tank top right now. Luckily it's warm in the basement. I have my little love candle burning here that I just happen to have. I have a lot of Bath and Body Works candles left that I'm trying to buy more local soy candles, but I'm just using up what I have, and I figured now is the time to burn this candle. So we're feeling the Valentine's Day vibe. I have a few blemishes like here and here that are really hard to cover because they are really red. So I'm going to add a little bit of concealer before foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way in Nude. I find this has pretty good coverage, and I just want to give a little coverage before foundation. It's not something I often do, but desperate times, man, when the weather is like this. My skin's just struggling, and I dampened some sponges with the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Prep and Set Mist because I was too lazy to go use water in the bathroom. I'm using my e.l.f. little, I just cleaned this, but it looks so dirty already. The e.l.f. what is this called? The little sponge they came out with. Is this the camo sponge? I think that's what it's called. Maybe we need to use a brush just for this part. I don't know if I mentioned I did my brows and I applied the MAC Painterly Paint Pot off camera because they're just really boring, and then I used my Anastasia brow definer in medium brown. So I think let's do a little foundation while we're at it, and then we'll go in with the eyes. So I'm going to use this Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. I just find that this, I'm going to put it on my hand instead of straight on my face because it has a doe foot applicator. I have the shade CN28, which I find is a pretty good shade for me. And I'm just gonna build up the coverage with this. I find that this foundation is pretty forgiving on the skin, and I actually really like a lot of Clinique foundation products, or base products, I would say. I would never pick them myself, but I've gotten them as like a lot of free gifts from Ulta, and everything I really end up liking. Like I have this one, and then I have the Even Better foundation, and I have the Even Better concealer, the newer concealer that came out, and that's really good too. And I find that the shades really work for me even with picking them online. So I know Clinique's like really fallen off and not a lot of people talk about them, but I just find that their foundations work really well for me. And they have the new foundation that just came out that I'm definitely curious about. I blended that in and it's looking really nice. I didn't forget this area that I always forget and then I see when I'm editing my videos. But I'm not looking for a really high maintenance Valentine's Day look. I'm looking for something quick, effortless, and a palette I've wanted to use that I haven't pulled out in a while is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. It's really beautiful and I haven't used it enough since I picked it up. So I'm just thinking of really sticking with the pinky shades and then using a brown liner. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm just gonna take the matte pink here, but I'm just gonna kind of take that all over my lid. Yeah, the vision I have for this look is very soft, pink, and glowy, I think is the vibe we're going for. Just building up that shade. You can really take one shade of eyeshadow and build it up more than you think you would be able to, but I'm just kind of layering it on top of each other until I get the amount of depth and pigment I want. Now what I think I'm going to do is take this pink shimmer shade. I'm sorry, my nails are horrendous right now. They're really breaking and I don't want to put more polish on them, so I'm sorry about that. I'm going to take that pink shimmer shade all over my finger and just put it kind of all over the lid. And it's really just a pretty soft pink shimmer. And I was really eyeing up the new Natasha Denona. Oh, my hair is looking crazy. The Natasha Denona Mini Love palette, because I love the mini palettes. And maybe I will pick it up someday, but I was kind of comparing shades with all the minis I have now. And I think, you know, I have enough of those shades. I just have to kind of mix and match the palettes. And I may or may not have come up with a little bit of a dupe. I don't know what will be posted first, but it's looking really pretty and soft like we were kind of going for. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that first matte shade and blend the edges a little bit. For the star of the show, we're gonna take this, it's definitely like a translucent pink white kind of topper shade, and I'm just gonna take that through the center of the lid and up, just to add some light to the center of the eyelid, if you can see that, and we can build it up a little bit. I find that these shades just really work well with the fingers. And you can use a brush too, but sometimes I just don't want to put in the effort to use a brush. It looks really soft. I want to try to show you guys here. It looks really soft. The way we're going to add a little bit of depth is I got two new shades of the Makeup Forever Artistry pencils, one of them being Limitless Brown, which is a more cool tone shade, or more cool tone brown than the first one I got, which was Versatile Chestnut, which I love as a lip liner more. So my friend Jillian recommended Limitless Brown, and I stocked up because this is a popular shade, and it came back in stock on their website. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of tight line a little bit and maybe do a little bit of a wing, and then just blend it out so it looks really buffed out. And these, what I love about these is they are just so creamy, but they really stay in place. Like, I just did swatches of them, and they go on to any part of your face so easily, but they also stay in place. And don't worry about being perfect here, because we're gonna blend it out. I'm gonna put a little in my waterline as well. I'm gonna take the end of this Anastasia brush and just kind of buff that out to make it a little softer. I just like how soft the brown is with the pinky shadows. You can kind of drag it out if you want a little bit of a wing. I'm gonna do my other eye really quick. I don't know how much it's really translating on camera, but in person it's just really soft and sultry, and I think it will come together once we do the entire rest of the face. So I'm gonna come back to the eyes. I like to do mascara after I like powder and everything. So I brought out a contour product that I haven't used in a minute. It's the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is just such a nice contour product. You have to like make sure you twist it off when you're not using it, and then you can click it on so the product comes out. This is like really the one product that I will dot directly on my face because it is so thin and blendable, whereas like the Milk Makeup or like a really thick contour or cream bronzer, I just don't like applying right to my face because they can just look a little much. You don't need a lot. We'll probably go in with a little bit of powder bronzer as well. Dab that in, and it just blends out so effortlessly. So what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? I know I'm filming this video ahead of time because Valentine's is on Sunday and it's the weekend I work, which is fine. I don't really care about Valentine's Day that much, but my husband and I did order sushi and cookies. We got our first crumble cookie company in Madison. I think it's a chain. We got some fancy cookies from there, and I have to say that I think they're pretty overrated. Like, they were too sweet and we were just not really into it. So they're like almost $4 a cookie. And while it was fun, I think I like Insomnia cookies better, or just homemade cookies better, honestly. Before we powder, I want that cream highlight sort of glow, and a highlight I thought would be fun to use is this Becca Ignite highlight in the shade Passion, because I think it's a nice pinky shade and the shade Passion just goes with the theme. So I'm gonna pump, that's way too much, but just a little bit on my hand. I really love this formula, but I hate the smell. It has a really strong smell I just don't really agree with. It's almost kind of beachy. I'm really patting it out, like only taking a tiny amount. It's almost kind of beachy, but cologne perfumey at the same time. And I just don't like it. I feel like it lingers on my face for a while. Other than that, like I can get past it. Like I get over it and I still use it, but I wish it didn't have this scent to it. Like I don't need scent in my liquid highlight. I think it's meant to be like a body highlight as well, which is why, but we're just kind of blending that up to the forehead. We'll add a little bit here since I have extra. I mean, and that is a highlight. And we're gonna go over with powder, so I don't think it will be as intense, but before we powder, I'm gonna add a little bit of the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer in the shade Light 40N, just under the eyes, because I didn't really conceal under my eyes yet. And a little more on my nose. And then I'm gonna go in with that e.l.f. sponge that I am so obsessed with. Don't mind my face, I do when I conceal my under eyes, I can't help it. You gotta like open it up, you know? I added a little bit more of that Limitless brown back to my lower lash line because I kind of concealed too high and lost a little bit of it. But I'm just blending it out a little bit. For powder, I'm gonna use my most hydrating powder, even though I'm not really supporting them right now. It's the Hourglass Veil powder. This is just a great powder for dry skin, and I love this in the winter. It doesn't look powdery or cakey. I'm just going with a fluffy Luxie brush, and kind of just diffusing it all over the face. And I really don't use a lot of powder, just like a tiny bit, whatever kind of swirls in my brush, and then I tap it off. And as you can see, that highlight is still there. It's glowing through the powder. Let's finish the eyes before we finish the face. So I'm gonna take that initial fluffy brush with the pink shade here, the matte pink shade, and just put a little of that in my lower lash line. Of course, I use my Il Makiage Icon Mascara because I just love it. It's so good. Makes my lashes look so good because I have wimpy lashes. I have one of those lashes that's just stick straight, and it's driving me crazy. I hate when they do that. Okay, I totally forgot. I wanted to use this cream blush, this Kaja Flirty blush, because it is so perfect for Valentine's Day. I think we could use a little bit of it on top of powder. So you just take it and you stamp it. And then I'm gonna stamp a little on my cheek. Get a little heart. It's too good not to use on Valentine's Day. And these are pretty sheer and blendable, so I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna take that same brush I was using with the highlight. It'll give us a nice glow. Then I think we'll top with a powder blush as well. For powder blush, I'm gonna top it with a little bit of this Alamar Paraiso blush, the one in the middle, which is like a pretty pink glowy blush. Just to give us a little more blush because this is Valentine's Day look, you know? And if it looks too crazy, you can always take your foundation brush and just blend around the edges of the blush. I'm gonna bronze just a little bit more with this Bali Sands bronzer from Becca Cosmetics because this is just such a nice winter bronzer. Even though this is light bronzer, I did self-tan. I used a little bit of the I Love Paradise self-tanning water because I was starkly white and I needed a little color. That's why I felt like I could wear a tank top today. I think we need a little hydration to the face, of course, because, you know. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Mist and just missed all that powder, so we keep the glow. And then for lips, what other Valentine's Day lipstick is a good nude, soft, pinky lip but Charlotte Tilbury Pillowtalk? So pretty pink nude. And then I want to pair it with the Endless Cacao liner I got from Makeup Forever that Katie Jane Hughes raves about, and she always uses it to kind of soften up, not soften up, but just make nudes that would maybe look like concealer lips or just too nude. She makes them look amazing. So I'd say this one is a little bit more pinky than I have Very Victoria. That's like a little more of a brownie pink. Now I'm gonna line it with a little bit of this pencil. It's like a cool toned, really cool toned brown, almost gray. It looks like a gray brown. Let me try to get in here so you guys can see. I've been wanting to try this for so long, but it's been sold out on Sephora. It is really gray, but I think I can see why she likes it so much. That just adds a little bit of like sass to what would be a really light pinky lip. Can you see that? I could probably blend it out just a little bit more. Can you see how that just adds a little bit of depth and sass to that light pinky lip? Yeah, I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as Versatile Chestnut yet, but I think it's just like a much more cool tone version of Versatile Chestnut, which works for other things. So that is our Valentine's Day look. I think it's a little bit more of like a understated, soft, glowy look. I think it's very wearable if you're just having a date night at home, which I think a lot of us are. And I think this is like kind of a look like my husband would like. He likes more of the natural makeup, which I think a lot of guys do. I really like how this turned out. So here's the final look. I really like how it turned out. It's really just soft and sultry, and it makes me feel kind of sexy without being overstated. And my skin looks pretty good for how dry it is with all these products. Hope you enjoyed this little Valentine's Day tutorial. As always, like and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know when my videos come out. I don't really have an uploading schedule yet. I'm still figuring this whole YouTube thing out. But if you enjoy my videos, let me know down below in the comments so I know what to post more in the future. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.